Hi everybody, I have a layout for Shimmerz paints today. I have a nice thick white cardstock here and I'm going to be using the new June color kits. I will link that color kit up below in the description box. And if you use my name and let Shimmerz Paints know I sent you to their site to make a purchase, you will get a free product along with your order. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to use all three of the sprays that came in the June color kit, as well as both of the Shimmerz creamies, and then I'm also going to use some of these cute die cuts. I'm going to end up using just the 2 hearts. They are part of the kit, and they are on this really thick, awesome watercolor paper, so they will take the Shimmerz paints beautifully, and we are definitely going to go ahead and use some of those for my project today as well. I'm going to start my layout by grabbing the 3 sprays that come in the kit. The 3 sprays that come in the kit are Spritz in Powder Puff, Spritz in Sapphire, and a Vibes in Elfin Magic. And I'm going to do a technique I do quite often. I love to do this. Grab a wide, flat paintbrush, grab your sprays, and then you can just let the paintbrush kind of suck up all that spray, and then just create bands of color with your paintbrush across your thick, heavy white cardstock. You can see here how beautiful all of these colors are. What I did was I did a strip of the powder blue, I did a strip of the elfin green, and a strip of the sapphire. And then I took some of the green off of my brush, but not all of it. I let some of it onto my brush to mix just a little bit with my next powder puff stripe. And it created this beautiful kind of aqua-y, very light seafoam green, which I thought turned out awesome. And now I'm just going to go ahead and finish off with one more stripe of the sapphire and then one more stripe of that elfin green, which is the most beautiful, like limey green. It's so cool. Perfect for summertime. So that's a close-up of what my background looks like. I think I had a dog hair on it. Ugh, dogs. Now I'm going to take the 2 shades of creamies that come in the kit, and those 2 colors are Grapefruit and Strawberry Fields. And I've decided to take a nice thin paintbrush, some of my nice kind of 0 size paintbrushes, and I'm going to do some mark making. So I'm going to make some plus signs and some dashes just in the top left and bottom right corners of this page to add some of that pinky color. I did wait just a couple minutes just to make sure that that spray was dry, but because I don't have gesso on my paper, it dries really quick, so I wasn't too concerned about it. Alternating between the 2 colors. So grapefruit is a little bit lighter and Strawberry Fields is a little bit darker, but they're both this like pretty kind of corally pinkish red color. Very, very pretty. And once I was happy with how my marks looked, I just went ahead and splattered right over them. And then I'm going to set this background aside to dry for a bit. So the creamies come hard and you have to add water to them. So I added water to mine before I even started filming. What I'm going to do is I have one little blop of the Strawberry Fields, one little blop of the grapefruit, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of dip these watercolor elements into the paint. So one got a little bit like darker and is a little more blotchier. The second one kind of turned out more like a watercolory type of look. So I'm going to set those aside and let them dry thoroughly as well. And now it's time to put this layout together. So I'm going to use some elements. There you can see everything's dried and how the hearts have dried as well. I'm going to use elements from my June How to Kill a Kip style mega summer kit that I'm probably going to be adding to and using all summer long. I put the hearts down with a little bit of tape runner just to hold them, and now I'm going to sew them into place. So the tags have a little hole in them, and you could do anything you want. You could put some twine in them, you could do staples, or you could leave the holes the way that they are, but I grabbed some white embroidery thread and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch them onto my layout. So this page is all about my niece and her Peppa Pig that I bought her. This is probably going to be, oh no, it definitely is. This is the second layout that I have about this Peppa Pig. The first one is one that went up on Monday. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm using this beautiful paper. So this is Lawn Fawn paper that was part of my kit, and I couldn't have asked for a better pattern paper to match the background I created. I'm also going to put 4 photos on this layout. So I know a few of you have been asking me for multi-photo layouts. This one's a big one for me because I never put 4 pictures on the layout. So I have these 3 3x4 photos, and I'm going to map them all together onto one kind of strip. This is how I do multi-photo layouts. If I have more than 2 photos, I find ways to collage my photos together. Because that just makes it easier for me to design the layout to have those 3 photos kind of all matted together. And then I can view them as one kind of large element on my page. So this is the page design that I decided on. And I'm going to go ahead and get my photos down. When you are using a background that has a lot of mixed media or a lot of paint on it, like this one does, I definitely recommend using some good wet glue. I use New Vitalix adhesive. That's just my personal favorite. And you can see how I'm kind of tucking that photo strip underneath my watercolor heart. That's going to help to kind of bring everything together. So off to the side, I have pulled from my homemade How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. I've pulled some flowers from, I believe these are from Bella Boulevard. And I've pulled some of the flare and that large die cut heart, and then some of the enamel dots from Doodlebug that were all part of my kit. And I'm going to kind of create some little clusters around my photos to add a little bit more texture. And since I did go ahead and stitch my hearts down with some embroidery thread, I'm going to pull apart some of this really light powder blue embroidery thread, and I'm going to use it to kind of create some nests underneath my flare, just to add a little bit more of that kind of handmade look. Plus we've got a bit of like a messy area going on in that lower right and upper left corners, so adding just a bit of that will help as well, will, you know, kind of accentuate. So the next thing I want to do is I want to work on my title. I chose some gold foil thickers for my title. The reason why I chose this is because I added that kind of gold foil heart above my photo, and so I really want to make sure that I bring a little bit more, another pop of that gold into my layout, so that the heart doesn't look odd or funny just being the only gold thing on my page. And then I do have a little bit of journaling to put on this layout, so I'm going to go ahead and write that. To write on my Shimmerz paints, I use a Tombow Mono drawing pen. It's the 0.5 tip, and it works really well. It doesn't smear, it doesn't react at all with the paint, so it works really well for that. For a final little detail on my page, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some of these blue glitter enamel dots from Doodlebug around my page in little clusters. And that is where we're going to call this one done. I hope you'll give the June color kit a try. It's so pretty. It has so many gorgeous colors in it. And as you can see, they all work together wonderfully to create gorgeous layouts. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.